you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the south, more specifically, Otto, North Carolina. And for those of you who are not familiar with Otto, North Carolina, it is the empty strip of highway between Franklin, North Carolina and the Georgia state line. But this is where I lived when I first moved here to the mountains. This tiny community. We lived back up in the woods, far from everything, and in this little town of Otto. I don't even know if you can call it a town. Doesn't even have a stoplight. It has a post office. It has one restaurant, and it has this building behind me, which was a convenience store and gas station known as Tyler's. It's also a motel as well. And this was the absolute center point of the community here in Otto, North Carolina. The couple that owned the place, very, very nice people, kind of people that remembered your name. And the gentleman, he was known by everyone in Otto as the mayor of Otto. Even though Otto officially did not have a mayor, when you said the mayor of Otto, they knew who you were talking about. And he was also the fire chief and the only notary in the town. So if you need something notarized, you could stop by the convenience store and he notarized it right there on the counter. Now, sadly, I forget the dates exactly, but the lady that worked here, that was a married couple that owned it, she was robbed at gunpoint. Someone shoved a gun in her face, took her money, and I'm guessing that was kind of the end of this business. They sold the business very soon after that. I think he was pretty traumatized by the experience. It's just awful to have someone who you know is nice and kind be robbed at gunpoint and terrified like that. So it did operate under a new owner for a few years, but now it's completely abandoned, and that kind of hits me here. This was the center of the Otto community. I mean, just keep in mind, we lived out in the middle of nowhere. It was half an hour drive to Walmart, so if you needed a bottle of ketchup because you forgot to buy ketchup and you're having hamburgers, instead of going half an hour to Walmart, you would drive down the road and buy a $7 bottle of ketchup from Tyler's. Probably a brand of ketchup that they no longer made anymore, but that was part of the charm. Prices were expensive, but it was better than paying, and you appreciated them being here for you. I probably drove down to Tyler's probably 3 times a week, but I don't know, I just want to take a quick look around here. I did not know these are the old hotel rooms. There used to be an absolutely magnificent sign right here. I think I have a picture of it. I'll throw it up so you guys can see. Look at this old strip of vintage motel rooms here. It's the only motel in Otto. Now there are no longer any hotels in Otto. And these are really tiny hotel rooms. Old school, tiny hotel rooms. Looks like this is the room where they crammed everything that belongs in all the other rooms. You can see the chairs and lamps and whatnot. Here's the TVs. Good old box TVs. Don't you miss TVs like that? Looks like this is some sort of maintenance area. Which, look at, love that. Blue and orange. So yeah, these small towns like Otto, they're not even towns, they're just communities. My wife, raised by her grandparents, they lived here in Otto when they were young children. My wife, her grandmother, and my son, they all went to the same elementary school, an old brick school built out of rock. It's still there, but it's not a school anymore. Then you have this centralized point, Tyler's, where everyone congregated. Now it's out of business. Almost kind of, you know, the falling apart of these small communities as things get bigger, things get wider, people grow older, people move away. These small communities like Otto, they kind of dissipate. And it is sad. I don't know, I'm not being all stodgy here. I do think there's good things on the horizon always, but you know, things like this, things like these tight little communities, it may be a thing of the past someday. So appreciate little things like this, little things like the only gas station in town, the only place where everyone gets together, because someday it may be gone in the blink of an eye. That place, that sense of place, that sense of belonging to a certain place could just disappear. So just, I'm not saying let's try to recreate something or fight against something. I'm saying just appreciate the things we have when they're here, because they might not be there for much longer. And I'm sorry if you feel like I'm getting a little too philosophical about an abandoned gas station. But this place, man, memories. Funny to have memories of a gas station, but that's what community does. And I appreciate you guys watching. Please subscribe and check out my website, www.thecarpetbagger.org.